Hello and welcome once again. We're starting this hour with a report from Warri in Delta State, where 4 hotel employees said they were falsely accused of stealing. They're seeking justice after being left unemployed for months. Arise correspondent Jemima Boloko speaks exclusively to them about their lives after the dreadful incident.
Stripped naked and humiliated while 3 months pregnant. Gloria Oguzie is demanding justice. She is suing the former Minister of Education, Kenneth Gbagi, who was her boss at the Signatious Hotel, for defamation of character.
On the 30th of August, a guest walked into the hotel, Signatious Hotels and Suites, to book a room. So when he came, we gave him the room, the one at 25,000 naira, room 301. But when he wants to make his payment, he asks us that he wants to do a transfer. I told him that it was late in the night he came. I and Mr. Victor was on duty. I told him that we don't accept transfer in the night because there's nobody to confirm the transfer because of fake transaction and all that. So he pleaded with us that we should render our accounts. I wasn't with my ATM card, so I asked Mr. Victor, my colleague, the concierge, to help with his account number, which he did. They transferred the money. They stayed for 4 nights. And at the end of the day, we were tipped. He gave us tip because Victor was the one running errand for the guy. After that, on the 18th of September, I was on my duty post when the chairman of Signatious Hotels and Suites, Mr. Kenneth Gbagi, came to my duty post and called me that I should come to his office. On getting there, he started asking me that what happened so date, that who gave us money and all that, what happened, what transaction happened. I explained exactly everything that happened that same day. He said, for what? Who gave me the right? That I don't have any right to collect any tip from a guest, that we as a staff, we don't deserve any tips from a guest, that any money given to us from guests supposed to be for the Signatious Hotels account. Before I could see, he just hijacked me with the help of his mobile policeman and one Mrs. Roselyn Okiemute Diaghwarh. They hijacked me into a warehouse where they kept new bedsheets and other things. With the help of his mobile policeman, they stripped me naked there. I was even pleading that, sir, please, I'm a married woman, please, have mercy on me. I didn't eat your money. It was the money that a guest tipped us. They stripped me naked. They was even looking for a sack bag to put me inside. That is going to render me useless. That at the end of the day, I will not amount to anything in the society. He stripped me naked inside his office, and at the end, they brought me outside to meet one Mr. Victor. He asked me on duress. He asked me to write a statement that I stole money from him on gunpoint. At the end of the day, they requested for my ATM card with the help of his account officer, Mr. Success. They withdrew the whole money in my account, 161,500. Withdrew the whole money from my account. Then they later brought in the rest of my colleague, Mrs. Precious and Roselyn, took us around the hotel. Even when there are some guests that want to lodge, we are around the reception area. They took us naked around the hotel premises. They took us to the restaurant where other staff, they gathered both senior staff and junior staff together to look at to see our nakedness. Then he called his 10-year-old son, Master Egba, to film us, that they should put it on social media, take a video of us and put it on social media so that they will render us useless in the society. Then after that, he called police station, the one at Ebrumede, that they should come and pick us to the police station, that he will make sure that we go to jail. We'll serve 5 years in prison for stealing his money. We were there pleading, lying on the floor, pleading with him that he should have mercy on us, that we didn't steal his money. It was the money that a guest tipped us. He said never, that he would never allow us to go. He would make sure we suffer. So while we were still naked, the policeman, the police officer, they walked in, met us on our naked states there. That was when he now asked us to put on our uniform, that we should follow him to the police station. They even anchored us, took us outside the hotel premises along the roadside. While Mr. Victor was putting on only pants, they took us inside their van. Then we stayed at the police station at the cell for 3 days. After that, with the help of our lawyers, they bailed us. We were charged to court and we were on the day of the court. We were charged on the same amount. The same amount he withdrew from our account. That was what he used in accusing us that we stole from me. He withdrew 161,500 from our account. That's the same amount. Is the same I stole from me. Why Mrs. Precious 5,000 naira? He said that's the same 5,000 naira Mrs. Precious stole from him. Ever since, I've just been like that without job and nothing. I've been living from hand to mouth ever since. I was even pregnant when this scenario happened. This is my child. And this is my husband. I was 3 months pregnant then, the day he stripped me naked. I was even pleading. He knew that I'm a pregnant woman. He even said it that me, that is a married woman, that he will make sure he disgrace me in this society. I want justice. That was what I want, justice, because we were dehumanized. He treated us like an animal. All I want is justice.
2 other employees, Precious Achibong and Roselyn Okiemute, were also fired and have been unable to find a job. They say life has been a living hell.
So he now ordered me to enter one of his warehouse. On getting there, I saw Achibong naked. He asked me to pull off my clothes. I said, there's no way I'm going to strip off naked. Now call his police officer. They cracked their gun that if I don't go naked, they are going to kill me. They forcefully removed my clothes, remaining pants. Removed my bra, removed my clothes, remaining pants, and they left us in the warehouse. Right now, I don't have a job. I don't have where I'm staying because the person I was staying with asked me to leave the house because she don't want to endanger her children for my sake. And wherever I go for an interview, they will ridicule me, calling me thief, which I've never, all where I've worked before, I've never stole anything. They can even go there and confirm. I want justice because this man cannot be roaming the street of Nigeria free without giving us justice. This man must pay for all he has done, the atrocity he has committed, because he has tarnished my image. This man make my life miserable. This man, there's nowhere, even my compound, I cannot walk freely again. I don't have anything. In fact, if I'm walking, I'm just ashamed of myself. Any place they'll be pointing at me, that girl, she walked with Gbagi, and Gbagi did this to them. I'll just, as if I didn't hear what they were saying. I'm just, as sisters now, I don't just know what to do. I'm just tired in this world. I'm just tired. I feel like dying self. I'm just tired, honestly.
Last year, Kenneth Gbagi accused the 3 of stealing 5,000 naira, and now after 8 months in hiding to avoid an arrest warrant, the gubernatorial aspirant has resurfaced at the State Police Command in Asaba. International body FIDA is seeking for justice for the victims.
All I am doing is in line with the tenets of International Federation of Women Lawyers, which I sit in Delta State as the chairperson. I am only fighting for justice for these 4 persons who were dehumanized. Like I said before now, even an animal, there's an extent to which you treat an animal, let alone human beings. These people are not, they are human beings, so they should be treated with utmost respect. All FIDA is saying in this issue is no to injustice, no to dehumanization of any kind.
A 4th person, Victor Ephraim, alleges he was locked up in the trunk of the minister's car for several hours and later released and taken to the police station in justice underwear.
Chief Kenneth Gbagi ordered me to come. He started questioning me, is this how you steal the whole money from the hotel? I said, sir, I didn't steal any money from the hotel. He now ordered his policemen to undress me that night. This thing happened on the 17th. That night, he ordered the policemen to undress me. He took me to his hometown where the policemen beat me up, locked me in one warehouse like that, throughout the night. I was not putting anything. I was naked. So the next day, he brought me back to the hotel and kept me inside his Range Rover boot from morning to around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, where he brought me out to his office in the hotel. For me to reach there, Gloria is already naked. I met her naked in his office. He said, okay, Victor, see your fellow criminal. I said, sir, I'm not a criminal. He flogged me inside his office. And I said we should, on gunpoint, that we should write that we stole money from him. So we all see it, and he gave us a plain sheet and paper to write. After that, in our naked state, he took us around the hotel, flogged them. You have naked them, leave them to go. He said no. He wants us to spend 5 years in jail. I'm not working. The last chance I missed, I traveled down to my local government, Idatosat in Imo State. They called me for one job opportunity. Okay, the man that conducting the interview now look at my name. He say, are you not the person that have issue in Delta State? I should go back and settle my issue. They didn't have any work for me.
4 victims, beaten, stripped naked, held against their will for collecting tips at a hotel where they worked. What? Was there any policy in place for not collecting tips? The big question remains, should Kenneth Gbagi face the law or be left alone because he was a former minister? Jemima Boloko, Arise News, Delta State.
Right, thank you, Jemima, for that report. Quite a chilling experience, if you like. Now, the man in the eye of the storm now joins us to clarify this issue, Kenneth Gbagi. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Gbagi. Well, you have denied the authenticity of the videos in circulation, which of course they made reference to, contrary to your staff saying you ordered them to be filmed. So we want to begin by asking you, did you authorize your child to film your staff?
Very good evening to you. First and foremost, I have just watched the clip that you have just shown, bringing back to memory what I could remember. But first and foremost, let me thank the management of Arise for affording me this opportunity to clear the air. Number one, the question you have asked was, did I give my son, or anybody for that matter, a right to video or film these 4 persons? The answer is not at all. I would never have descended to that level. But let me clarify the issues as they were. I am shocked that this is all a make-up story. This is all pre-planned. This is all an arrangement, all because I have surfaced and made my intentions known to the world. All of you will recall people in the media that sometime last upper year, there was a sudden clamor, fight, killing, and assassination in my community in Oginibo. At that time, I didn't realize that it was all politically motivated and it was a plan. If you see these photographs here, we lost this young man to a gunshot in Oginibo. The government of the state set up a panel. Social media went agog that Gbagi had done this and he has killed somebody, whereas the people who killed, maimed and burnt houses were the people who were cleverer and ran into social media and started making broadcasts. The federal government set up a panel. This panel sat, they made over 20 meetings, and at the end of the day, the report of the panel exonerated me. First and foremost, I was not even in the country when the incidents took place. I didn't even know what happened. But it was all a smear plan campaign. But let me let me take the issues before us. I recognize Gloria. None of the four of them are staff of my company. They were freelancers who were supposed to be working. I do not work directly in Signatures. I couldn't have been working in Signature Lagos, Signature Abuja, Signature Warri. I couldn't have been working in those companies. However, Gloria was the one I heard of about 8 months ago, before this incident, that stole money in the hotel. And she was reported. When I came, Gloria came to me, and the good thing is that I have all tape recorded, and apologized to me that she will never steal again. I told them to recall her out of sympathetic grounds. Now, if we are not careful, the situation in Delta will only get worse by way of investors drifting away from the place. These three persons who found their way by the help of one Mrakbo, who is the Attorney General, into engagement in the hotel through the sources of engagement we have.
Kenneth, let me come in here so it won't be a monologue. Now, it's interesting what you're saying, but what we have here before us by a reporter there is that you're being accused of stripping 4 of your staff, including a pregnant woman who will listen to, of stealing 50,000 naira. The question one would naturally ask for somebody of your stature who was a former Minister of State for Education is why you would, as it were, allegedly so, take the laws into your hand. And if you say it wasn't you, who took the pictures, the video?
I'm not hearing you anymore.
Well, I said that you're being accused of stripping 4 of your staff, including a pregnant woman, of stealing 50,000 naira. Sorry? 5,000 naira actually. The question one would ask is, for somebody of your stature, a former Minister of State for Education, why would you, allegedly so, take laws into your hands? And then if you say it wasn't you who took the video, it wasn't your son, who did?
That question is very apt. First and foremost, I will never have stripped anybody naked. I will never have authorized or told anybody to take photograph. All of this is a figment and plan of these political detractors who felt I was too much on the high lane. Let me give you the explanation for you to understand. Number one, they've made it up. If you see Victor, take the photographs of Victor closely. You will see that Victor has an erection. If he was having any issue of stress or fight or quarrel, he would not. They were swimming. Take the pants of the 3 ladies that you have seen. Their pants are from the same packet. It was all made up. They took their videos. They knew what they were doing. But what concerns me this evening is very simple. They were caught stealing. And not by me. Not by me. Their account head caught them stealing. And if you see, I don't know if they are seeing me, if you see these papers here, these are documents of hotel room was selling for 45,000, the particular rooms in that hotel. Now what they did was they were selling the room for the 45,000, getting the hotel guests to pay into their own account, and they were paying 25,000 into the hotel. Gloria paid this money. Victor paid this money. These are their names. These are the transfers. They made 25,000 each. I will avail and give the papers to you. These are thieves. In any case, we cannot, just because we have established businesses and
can I come in there?
Going into politics,
you have not still answered my question. Who stripped them naked? Who took the video? Who
I've
put
answered
the video
please.
on
Nobody,
the net? Is it your accountant? Because you're saying they were the ones that found them. If it's not you, who did? We would like to know.
No, let me tell you this. Nobody stripped them naked. Those photographs of they or them being stripped naked, as you are seeing, was their own arrangement. Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with the hotel.
Stood naked for that to happen? Is that what you mean? What do you mean exactly? They, did it. How did it happen? We're really interested to know how all of this makeup you are.
No, let me put it clearly to you. I said they were never stripped naked. Look at their pants. Look at the other girl. Nobody stripped anybody naked, to the best of my knowledge. Nobody authorized anybody to take photographs. And in any case, you and I know very well, photographs that are taken have originality and you can trace them even if they were taken 20 years ago. Nobody, I subject my system and I subject anybody you want to find out from. Nobody took those photographs. These are all makeshift plan by these people, haven't stolen. Now, get this clear. They made a statement.
It didn't happen in your office?
About, first, again, just to correct you and correct them, I do not have any office in the hotel. I have never had one office in any of the hotels I'm associated with. Never. They talked about warehouse. You can go back to my house tomorrow in my country home. I do not have any warehouse. These are all planned. These are all political planned. And let me put it very clear for us to understand, because the public,
like you say,
yes,
naturally, what you would do is to take them to court and accuse them of libel. Have you done that?
Yes. Can you please get this clear? When all of this happened, I was the one, and the DPO is alive today, is in the country. I was the one who called the DPO and said, this has happened. The DPO came, arrested them, these are all lies, took them to the station. The statement they made to their accounting officer, which is here, the statements are here, they corroborated the statement in the police station that they stole and they want me to forgive them. Now, the police charged them to court. They pleaded guilty, and the sheet, that's the charge sheet, the police charge sheet. They charged them to court, and they pleaded guilty. All of this took a twist. All of this took a twist, all because it is political. Now, in the days leading up to, just for you to get the facts, a fake warrant of arrest was issued without a magisterial district, without nobody signing the letter. And the whole idea was to flaunt this letter, get some thugs with some policemen to handcuff me and humiliate me politically to bring my political speed to a halt. All of that were part of the plan. Now, this fake warrant of arrest.
I mean, you do know that this matter is that which many people, many Nigerians are also interested.
Let me clear.
You're talking as well about your political ambition in the midst of what we can really say is a very dehumanizing experience that those people went through, whether or not you are the one who filmed or who authorized that. Now, wouldn't you refrain from even seeking any position as a leader until this matter is resolved? Are you still going forward, knowing the magnanimity of this issue, sir?
For your information, the whole intention that was intended is for it to degenerate to this level, but I'm not bothered, because there's no truth to it, there's no fact to what they've done. I am on course, and nobody deters me. Let me tell you something. In the course of this, just to make up this plan, they hurriedly passed a law in the House of Assembly. The law was signed to law by the governor on the 7th of October, which means that law wouldn't have been used for my purpose. But the Attorney General, in his cleverness, backdated the law to 8th of July to cover this event that he had made up for in September. So he backdated it to July, thinking that it will cover me. What I did, I do not know why we must not respect ourselves. After I raised an objection, I produced an evidence that this law was backdated and no law can be retroactive. They canceled that law and went and established a new law, which has not been passed. But having said so, the facts are clear. The purpose they intended to achieve, the woman right, the lawyer you are talking about, that's the creation of Fred Ajudwa. I don't want to go into the details. I know how many calls I've received. I know what is going on. I know that all sensible and great lawyers in Delta
Kenneth
State
Gbagi, former Minister of Education, Minister of State Education, such a pity we couldn't get into her fees, former AIG inviting you and you couldn't answer. But thank you for being here to let the world know your own views. Kenneth Gbagi there, former Minister of State Education.